What's good, y'all? GVO Juju back with another video for you. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe. You feel me? Help this channel grow so it can reach the people it needs to. If you have any video suggestions, leave them in the comments below, or you can hit me in my socials. I'll leave them all in the description for you. So the message I want to bring y'all today is regarding planets and their astrology and how it affects us, and certain things that we need to know about the planets when it comes to how we act on a daily basis. You feel me? So before I get into this, I need to tell you this. This is information that needs to be understood so you can really understand what I'm about to say to you. Humans are stardust on a biological level and on a spiritual level. On a biological level, the four most common elements in us are hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen, not in that specific order. And those elements in our body are the most, they're the most, I don't know what the word is, but they're found most in the stardust. You feel me? Those elements are the same ones that make the stars. Those are the ones that make the universe. You feel me? On a biological level. And on a spiritual level, when we chose to descend into our human bodies, we traveled along our solar system. And when we were traveling down our solar system, the energies from each of the planets hold their own type of energies that affect certain of our characteristics. You feel me? So while we were traveling past, we picked up characteristics from each planet, determining which planet it is and the zodiac that planet was in at the time we were born. You feel me? That's the first thing you need to understand. Now, let's get into the planets. So, the first planet and star that I need to talk about is the sun. So, when you do your natal chart, it's going to give you a list of all the planets in our solar system, including some of our stars. And each planet and star that's in your natal chart hold a specific characteristic. And what the sun is in your natal chart, that's the one that most people go by. So when somebody says, I'm a Taurus, I'm a Gemini, that means that their sun sign is in the Gemini or they're in Taurus. The sun is the star that controls how we think of ourselves, the ego that we put out, our persona, our identity, how we define ourselves. That's what the sun is. Because when you think about it, the sun is the main life source. The sun is the light that gives everything on this earth shape. You feel me? Without the sun, there would be no type of shape. Without the rays from the sun, everything would just be matter without any definition. The sun and its ultraviolet rays and all the rays that it gives us allow for us to see shape, allow for us to see color, all those beautiful things. So, because of that, it also gives our bodies, it also gives us our ego, it gives us how we look, it gives us our personal identity. You feel me? The second planet and star that's going to be in your natal chart is your rising, or some call it the ascendant. What the ascendant is, it's how we come off to others. The ascendant controls the aura we give off, how others think of us, how others perceive us. Think of your ascendant or your rising as your first impression on others. When somebody sees you, their first impression, their first thought, that energy that you give off, that is controlled by the ascendant or your rising. So let's say your ascendant is Scorpio. Scorpio, it has an energy of mysteriousness. It has an energy of, ooh, what is he doing? What is she doing? And they're highly emotional. You feel me? So if your ascendant is in Scorpio, you tend to be somebody that is deemed as mysterious. People don't know what you're doing. People don't know what you're thinking a lot. But when they actually get to know you, you're highly emotional. You feel me? So that's what our ascendant controls. The next planet that controls our the next thing I want to talk about, the next planet, star, etc. The next thing I want to talk about that controls us is the moon. What the moon controls, it is our feminine side. The moon is a feminine being. So what it controls is it's your emotions. The moon controls how we deal with and express our emotions. Think about it on the earth. The moon controls the tides, so therefore it controls water. The water is a feminine thing, as it has curves and it continues to bend and shape, and it's fluid, just like the feminine energy. Feminine energy isn't solid and stuck like masculine. It's fluid, it's motion. You feel me? So the moon controls how we deal with it. It determines how we handle and express our emotions. So if your moon is in a sign like Capricorn, Capricorn is about discipline. So if your moon is in Capricorn, you tend to be more disciplinary about your emotions. You tend to, rather than just feel the emotions, you try to logisticalize your emotions. You feel me? But the thing about the moon is this. The moon changes every 2 days. The moon changes zodiacs every 2 days. Recently, our moon was in Scorpio. So since the moon was in Scorpio, you may have been feeling energies of past traumas, past conflicts that you have thought you dealt with. Those are coming back to light because Scorpio deals with our unconscious thoughts because it is ruled by Pluto, and Pluto controls our unconscious thoughts. You feel me? So be conscious of what the moon is in on a every 2 day basis, and you start to understand why you feel some type of way when the moon is in a certain zodiac. That's why there's a saying that on a full moon, people start to act more irrational. People start to go crazy because it controls our emotions. When it's a full moon, the energy that the moon is holding and affecting us with is more powerful than ever. So our emotions determined on which zodiac the moon is in, it's going to be more powerful than it ever has been. You feel me? So that's why the murder rate, that's why all these crimes happen when it's a full moon. You feel me? So that's the thing to understand about the moon. Your moon sign is how you deal with your emotions and express them. You feel me? The next one I want to talk about is, hold on, I got a little notebook right here, you feel me, to help me out. So I remember everything I have to talk about. Give me a second. Where that shit at? Okay. The next planet I want to talk about is Mercury, right? Mercury is the planet of communication. Mercury affects the way we like to communicate and express our words. You feel me? Mercury is the planet of communication. So if your Mercury is in a certain sign, that's the way you absorb information and you exchange information. You feel me? So let's say your Mercury is in a house or zodiac like Taurus. If your Mercury is in Taurus, Tauruses are stubborn, they are sensual, and they really like to have their own way because Taurus is a fixed sign. So if your Mercury is in Taurus, that means you like the way your ideals, the way you stand on things, the way you absorb and exchange information, you are stubborn with it. If you feel a certain way about something, you're not going to change on it very easily because your Mercury is in Taurus. And when you communicate with people, you may come off as somebody that's stubborn, somebody that's, somebody that's uncompassionate, somebody that doesn't tend to care about what others think, because that's the energy Taurus carries. And if your Mercury is in Taurus, that's the way you like to communicate and absorb and exchange information. So when you're reading and you're understanding your Mercury sign on your natal chart, understand that that's the way you like to communicate information. That's the way you like to exchange and absorb information. You feel me? The next planet I want to talk to y'all about is Venus. When you see the Venus on your natal chart, it is describing your sentiments. It is describing your values and pleasures. Venus is the planet of love. So if your Venus is in a certain zodiac, though the way that Venus is in the zodiac that your Venus is in, it determines the type of things that you attract. It determines how you love things, the way you love, the things and values, the pleasures, the sentiments that you love and hold yourself about. You feel me? Because Venus is the planet of love. So let me get into a deeper example, right? Let me use mine as an example. My Venus is in Taurus. So Tauruses are very sensual. Tauruses care about sentimental pleasures, you feel me? They care about physical things. They care about manifestation. They care about earthly things because Taurus is an earth sign. So the way that I tend to love is I need physical touch, you feel me? I like pleasure, so give me good food, you feel me? I won't talk about the other pleasures I like, but you get the idea where I'm going, you feel me? Those are the type of things I value more because my Venus is in Taurus. And just because my Venus is in that way, it means that those are the type of things I love more. Those are the ways that I love. And the way your Venus changes is depending on your zodiac. So when you read your Venus and you understand the energies that your zodiac carries, or that certain zodiac carries, that is the way you love things. That is describing the way that you value your sentiments. That's the way that you enjoy things. You feel me? So that's the way to understand Venus. Understand Venus, that is the planet of loving things. The next planet I want to talk about, and this is a very, very powerful planet. The planet I want to talk about next that affects us and its energies is Mars. Mars is the planet of war. Mars is a masculine planet. So what Mars controls is your drive and passion. Mars controls the way you go about things. Mars is masculine energy. Mars is that, oh, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to go get it. It's that drive. It's that passion, that fire that's within you. You feel me? That's what Mars controls. So when it comes to understanding what Mars controls in your zodiac, in your natal chart, you have to understand that whatever zodiac that your Mars is in, that is the type things, that is what drives you. That is the passion. That is what you are motivated off of. That is what motivates you to go get things. That's your masculine energy, you feel me? So recently our Mars was in retrograde in Aries, and Aries is the zodiac that is ruled by Mars. So maybe recently you feel like you have been more aggressive. Maybe it felt like your energy is just misdirected. You don't know where to put your energy, but you have a lot of it. And it's a lot of aggression, a lot of toxicity that's been within you recently. That's because Mars has been in retrograde in Aries. So understand that Mars controls your drive and passion. You feel me? Mars is like what you strive off of, what you live for, the things you want to go after in life. You feel me? So that's what your Mars controls. And understand that each zodiac affects it in a certain way. You feel me? The next planet I want to talk about is Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of spirituality. That's the planet where you get your spiritual tendencies off of. Jupiter describes your principles of growth and expansion and healing. So Jupiter and its zodiac, it is controlling how you heal yourself. It is controlling the things that you tend to drift to spiritually. The things that you want to grow in, the ways you heal, the way you go about healing yourself, the way you go about fulfilling your spirituality. So let me give you an example, right? Let's say your Jupiter is in Leo, right? Leo is a fire sign. Leo is a sign that is a fixed sign. You feel me? So let's say yours is in Leo. Your spirituality is more present when you self-express yourself, because Leo is the zodiac of self-expression. So if your Jupiter is in Leo, for example, you like to express yourself. And when you start to express yourself, and when you see people express themselves, that is when you tend to drift to them spiritually. That's when you grow the most. That's when you heal the most. So since my Jupiter is in Leo, I heal best, I grow more when I express myself. Whether it's through talking to this camera, whether it's through writing, whether it's through acts of dressing, whether it's through clothing I wear. That's how I express and grow spiritually the most. So understand that the zodiac that your Jupiter is in, it just is the way you grow spiritually. It's the principles that you use to grow. It's the principles that you use for prosperity. It's the principles that you should go off of if you want to grow spiritually. You feel me? So that's what your Jupiter controls. So the next planet I want to talk about is Saturn. So Saturn controls where you limit yourself. It shows where you hold yourself in a cage due to fear and insecurity. You feel me? So if your Saturn is in Gemini, Gemini is the house of expression and communication. So if your Saturn is in Gemini, you tend to limit yourself in expressing yourself and your true emotions. You tend to be shyer. You tend to be somebody who doesn't like to speak what's on their mind out of fear and insecurity. Think about Saturn, the planet. Saturn has a ring around it. Saturn is a planet that has a ring around it. And think of that ring as a cage, you feel me? That planet that is within that ring is held to bounds by that circle that's around it. So think of it as your own cage, your personal cage. The place where you have to grow, the place where you have to get out of fear. So your Saturn is where you limit yourself. So understand that the zodiac, the energies that the zodiac carries when it comes to your Saturn, that is where you have to face. That is the planet where those characteristics picked up by that zodiac, that's where you have to grow. That's where you have to really go at and face those insecurities, face those fears. And that is going to lead to your ultimate growth. You feel me? So that's what you have to think of your Saturn as. The place where you cage yourself in. The place where you hold yourself due to fear and insecurity. You feel me? What's next? What's next? What's next? Okay. The next planet I want to talk to y'all about is Uranus. Uranus is the planet of uniqueness. Uranus is the planet that controls what really makes you eccentric. The thing that Uranus is the planet that really it holds the characteristics that make you truly you. The characteristics that make you an individual. What makes you eccentric. What makes you unique, you feel me? The things that is, the energies that are within you that are completely different from everybody else. So when it comes to understanding what your Uranus is and the zodiacs and how it's affected, understand that the zodiac that your Uranus is in, those energies that you hold within you that are contained within that zodiac, when you really start to express them, when you really start to hold them within you and understand them, those are the things that make you truly unique. Those are the energies that when you are fully in tune with them, that makes you eccentric, that makes you different. That makes you the individual that you truly are, you feel me? So, let me give you an example. My Uranus is... Uranus. Let me stop, I'm childish. My Uranus is in Aquarius. Aquarius is the zodiac of knowledge, the zodiac of innovation. So, what makes me really unique, the thing that makes me really different is the energies I hold for uniqueness and knowledge. And when it comes to pushing forward something, when it comes to spreading knowledge and truth, when I really get in tune with those energies about myself, that's when I really become eccentric. That's why I love this YouTube shit so much, because it gives me a chance to really shine in my uniqueness, you feel me? So understand that the zodiac that your Uranus is in, when you start to tap into those energies, you really start to understand what you are here for. You really start to understand the energies that are at play within you, and you start to be able to tap into them and make yourself your true unique self. You become that individual that makes you stand out from everybody else. You feel me? The next planet that's going to pop up in your natal chart is your Neptune. Your Neptune controls your ideals and imaginations. Your Neptune controls the certain things that you tend to dream about, your aspirations in life, what you stand by, what you dream about, your inspiration, the things you seek out, and what really inspires you, you feel me? So when it comes to understanding your Neptune, understand that the certain zodiac that it's in, those energies are the things that you tend to imagine about. Those are the ideals and imaginations and imagery that you tend to have in your brain running a lot more than usual, because your Neptune controls the things that you really want to aspire to be in your life, you feel me? It controls what you want to be in your life. So when your Neptune is in a certain zodiac, those are the things that you tend to think about more. Those are the things that you dream about. Those are the ideals and the thoughts that your imagination is built off of. Alright, so let me give you my example. My Neptune is in Capricorn. And what Capricorn has to deal with, it's about business and discipline. And a lot of my ideals, a lot of my imaginations, a lot of the aspirations I have for myself are me leading my own business, you feel me? Me being the top, the head honcho, not being controlled, me being free. And those are the energies Capricorns tend to have, you feel me? So when you really start to understand your Neptune, you understand that those energies are what I tend to build my dream off of. And those are the energies that I should tend to build my dream off of. Because when you are in tune with that energy and you really start to map out your life according to those energies, and you start to imagine things and you stand off ideals that those energies are based off of, that is when you start to flourish. That is when you start to see material, spiritual, and mental success. That is when you are in tune and aligned with what you truly are. So understand the energies that that zodiac carries. And when it comes to your Neptune, start to base your energies, start to base your ideals, start to imagine things based off those energies more. And you'll really start to understand who you truly are and who you were supposed to be in this life. You feel me? Because whether you know it or not, every single person on this earth has a purpose that they signed up here for. The zodiacs, the planets, everything that you are, everything that you traveled here for was not on accident. Every single mark on your body, every single planet that you carry within you, all the energies that you have within you, those are not by accident. Those are energies that are held within you in order to be your prosperous life, in order to really fulfill your soul contract, to be who you truly are in this life. You feel me? So understand those energies, nurture those energies, accept those energies, and you'll really start to flow in life. You feel me? That's the importance of when it comes to understanding your astrology and your zodiacs and understanding what these planets do. That's why I'm here to bring you this knowledge, because when you really start to understand your planets, when you really start to understand your astrology, it gives you an insight on what you are really here to do. It gives you an insight of who you truly are as a spirit, as an energy, and as an ego itself. You feel me? It really just makes you understand how every single thing in your life is planned and written. You feel me? That's really what I'm here for. I really got off on a little ramble right there, you feel me? But I really love this shit, you feel me? So I really want you to understand that. The next planet, and one of the last planets that are on your natal chart, is going to be your Pluto. You feel me? So what Pluto is, your Pluto determines where, it's your mysticism. The planet Pluto controls your unconscious mind. It controls your spirit. So it's really about your mysteriousness. It's where you face intense powers. When you really start to understand your Pluto, you start to understand that those ideals, that energy that your Pluto is in, that is really where you are in your spirit body. That is when you really understand your most powerful energies. Because your Pluto controls your Pluto is basically where you face intense powers of creation, but also destruction. So, for example, if your Pluto is in a planet such as the one it rules, if your Pluto is in Scorpio, Scorpio is the house of sex. Scorpio is the house of energy that is mysterious. So, if your Pluto is in Scorpio, you may tend to think of sex a lot. You may tend to think of those type of thoughts a lot. But the thing about it is, if you are able to use those thoughts and shift them into something purposeful rather than just falling into those thoughts and falling victim to those thoughts, you are able to manifest and create the life that you are truly here to be living. You feel me? But at the same time, if you fall victim to your Pluto, if you fall victim to your unconscious mind, if you fall victim to those unconscious energies that you may have within yourself, you could destroy your life. You could really just make your life plummet in ways that you don't even understand, because you're just out of line. Because Pluto holds the most powerful energies of the zodiacs, in my opinion. So understand that your Pluto is where you can prosper or where you can fall. So understand the energies that come with your Pluto. Understand that if I use these energies to serve me rather than hold me back, my life could shoot up in the most fast and beautiful ways that I could never even thought of. But at the same time, I need to understand that these energies as well, I can't get caught up in. Because if I get caught up in my Pluto, if I get caught up in these energies that it holds, I could destroy my life. You feel me? So understand that that's what your Pluto is for. So when you read your Pluto and you read the zodiac that it is in, understand that that's the place where, those are the energies where you hold yourself to intense powers of creation and destruction. And determining on where you get your natal chart reading, which I suggest that you do immediately, wherever you get your natal chart reading, you may come across these two. So what I want to do is I want to explain these two to you, but they're not the most common ones. So you don't really have to understand them, but they do really help you when it comes to truly understanding yourself. You feel me? So the next star that you may come across that affects you is a Chiron. Chiron is a star in our galaxy that is labeled after a god that is able to heal everybody else but isn't able to heal himself. You feel me? So your Chiron star is basically where you hold on, let me double check. You feel me? I don't want to get this wrong for y'all. Yeah. So your Chiron star is where you find your life more difficult than others. It is a place where you may be able to understand a lot for others. You may be able to help others a lot more in. But when it comes to yourself, you may not be able to apply those certain thoughts. You may not be able to apply those certain zodiac energies that it carries. You may not be able to apply those to your own life as well as you are to other people's lives. So when it comes to understanding your Chiron, understand that that's the area where you find more difficult than others. So if you really want to start to prosper in your life, if you really want to start understanding what you are here for as a spirit, start to improve yourself. Start to go boneheaded and really just dig in those energies that Chiron holds, because those are the energies that once you are able to understand for yourself, your life will just shoot up and improve in ways that are unimaginable. So your Chiron is the energies that you find more difficult than others, yet you are able to help others in. You feel me? The next one that you also may come across is your North Node. And your North Node actually really tells you a lot. Your North Node is describing to you your purpose on this earth. Your North Node is describing the qualities that once you really master, the qualities that you really develop, once you really master those certain qualities and the energies that are within your North Node, you're able to start fulfilling your purpose. You're able to start fulfilling your soul contract. Your North Node is the energy that really is based off of your soul contract and is unique to everybody and goes off of your Chiron. You feel me? So understand your North Node. Understand that those are the things that you have to work on within yourself and develop in order to fulfill your soul contract. You feel me? And yeah, man, that's really all I got for y'all today. I hope this video helps you understand more about the planets and the certain energies that it holds and how it affects you as a spirit and as a person. And one thing I'm going to tell you right now, when you really start to understand astrology, you really start to understand that it's really the science that every single thing in life was built off of. You start to understand that all the religious books, all the teachings that are in schools, all the things that science and religion is based off of astrology. And not only this, there are so many deeper levels that I'm going to get into in astrology. But when you understand the planets and the certain energies they hold, you start to understand how and why people are acting the certain way they are. When you start to understand that planets are in different zodiacs at certain times, you feel me? So that's really all I got for y'all today. Like I say, if y'all have any video suggestions or comments, leave it in the description below. I'd love to hear from y'all. I really want to hear what y'all want to hear from me. If y'all have any questions or personal things that you want to hit me about, add me on my socials in the description, especially my Instagram, because that's where I'll be on the most. You feel me? Until next time, y'all. Juju signing out.